Welcome to the Featured Anime Podcast. I'm your host, Jack.
And I'm Rick.
And today we are going to be talking about Reborn as a Vending Machine. I Now Wander the Dungeon, which was a recommendation from Major Montana. Thank you for the recommendation. But before that, we were talking about a couple of new Patreon exclusive episodes that are going to be coming out regularly by yours truly. One of them is called Between the Panels, and it's about it's about my comparison between manga and the anime and what I feel the manga did better or the anime did better or what they both did great. And then Watch or Walk, which is basically gut reactions to shows on whether or not they are worth your time to watch them or if I just ended up walking away from them. If you want to get those shows plus the pre-show that we usually have with every episode, go to patreon.com/featured anime podcast. $8 a month will get you access to that bonus content. And now on to the main show. Reborn as a Vending Machine, I Now Wander the Dungeon was produced by Slow Curve Nippon Television, NetEase Games, just to name a couple of them. Studio for it is Studio Gokumi and AXsiZ, just to name a couple, just for the studios. It aired July 2023 through September 2023. The genres are comedy, fantasy, isekai. It's based off of a light novel, and it is 12 episodes long. Now, the story follows basically, honestly, he's an unnamed protagonist. He's unnamed who gets killed when he is ironically trying to save a vending machine as it falls off the back of a truck. He ends up waking up in a fantasy dungeon, reincarnated as his very much beloved vending machine. He is also stuck in one location with no way for him to actually move or do anything on his own until someone named Lamis ends up stumbling upon him and with her blessing of might is able to carry him to the village. From there, she also realizes that he is sentient, that he understands her. And the village also starts understanding that he is sentient and has knowledge beyond theirs. And the fact that he is also able to actually sell them and give them items from his actual store, from the store he is now basically making this a unique view. I mean, like it's basically a season one, basically just kind of plays out like a dungeon crawl style show / slice of life with our main character named called Boxo and Lamis, since it's basically their daily lives together.
I mean, yeah, that seems to be fairly accurate for the whole thing. You can pretty much sum this whole show up into one sentence as far as I'm concerned. The plot is strong with this one. And I say that because you're right. He has no motor functions of his own, and everything seems to just keep falling into place. If he did die and he was reborn into this world as a vending machine, as the show indicates, he also has the blessing of extreme luck and great fortune, because whatever he needs manifests itself. He wasn't lost once. He was lost twice, as far as I know, where he had no mode of transit. And then all of a sudden, boom, someone who's capable of helping him move shows up.
Only once. That technically happens the second time it happens because he technically leveled up. He was able to basically give himself wheels that allowed him to be moved.
Yeah, and he uses points and whatnot. Now, I do have a weird question. When he made it to the labyrinth after defeating one of the floor bosses, which somehow he did smartly. He used all of the tools at his disposal and basically made a bomb. Kind of ingenious, kind of cool. Didn't see it coming. But when he made it into the lower floor, which was the labyrinth, he gave himself solar panels.
Mhm.
Now, in the English version, it says that he has solar panels and he's gaining coins from there. I didn't see the gaining coins part in the Japanese sub.
It just makes it so that way he's not using coins to basically sit there, from what I gathered in the Japanese version.
I mean, it was an odd statement, so dubious at best, I'll say.
Well, there is actual differences in terms of what is being said between the English and Japanese versions from what I've seen. Some of them are just kind of like a matter of personal preference, I guess.
Fair enough. Now, one of the things I fully expected in here, given the self-sacrificial nature of the vending machine here, and I say self-sacrificial because once he gets a bunch of coins, he will like randomly give stuff out to people, specifically Lamis. Or Lamis? The girl with the mic that becomes his partner. In theory, he could just give away his entire supply and reduce his points to 0. He doesn't need to, thankfully, because he changes money into points. And it does cost him points to regenerate stuff. But he gives away so much stuff. Granted, he's made buku bucks at this point. And he's like, oh, I'm down to my last 500. And then the next scene, it's up to 1 million. Mainly because he defeated monsters and whatnot.
He beat it not because he defeated monsters, but because he defeated Fiend, the frog fiend, or the gator fiend, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Specifically.
Okay. Yeah, it just felt like he could have just been an unlimited supply of, here you go, with really no recompensation, or with no remuneration, with no pay. And I thought the solar panels would be a really decent way to maintain his level of points, or to store them up as a battery, because there's battery vending machines, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure. But I'm doing some quick reading here for it as well. So the Japanese version is closer to accurate. I don't remember the English version. That would be more your Dubs is more your forte than mine. But yeah, basically the solar panels, they don't earn him any points. They just stop him from bleeding out, basically. Makes it so that way he doesn't use any points sitting there, but he has to use points at night, obviously, because there's no sun.
Makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense. I don't know. I just thought that if it was an option, the protagonist here doesn't seem stupid. Seems very helpful, seems very insightful, realizes that this is a game world of sorts. And
he doesn't think it's a game world. He realizes it's a fantasy world. What blows him away is that he's in a dungeon, and he's like, I'm in a dungeon because there's sky, there's cloud, there's wind, there's day, there's night, there's a time cycle that goes on here. So it blows him away that he's in an actual dungeon, right? And one of the things is we also never venture outside of the dungeon. Everything, as the name implies, now he wanders the dungeon. He is permanently in that dungeon.
So do you think he could leave if he wanted? They have the teleportation devices that could get you out.
To my understanding, the teleportation devices also cost a lot of money.
Well,
and he would have to, because that's what they said in the very beginning. That's what they said episode 1 when Lamis takes her to the village. They're like, well, don't you have to, have a night? Don't you have to cover the cost of the teleportation for it between one to the other? And by the end of episode, I want to say 2, Lamis has no desire to leave the dungeon. She only wanted to go see her friend Hurley, and or not Hurley, Hulamy.
Hulamy, yeah.
Yeah.
Hulamy. And
Yeah. And they end up
enough,
meeting each other anyway, so her moving on or going outside of it is just completely gone anyways.
now Hulamy seems to have an insight that I'm not used to seeing. She plays a smart character, and she genuinely is a smart character with very little drawback other than being frail, I think. And she's able to guess at the situation that our friend is in, our protagonist is in, where he's a human trapped in the vending machine soul or vending machine, but it's more like he was reincarnated into a vending machine. So would that really make him a magic item or a transmigrated being?
Well, I mean, like, he is technically an item, and one of the things that she does talk about is the fact that he is basically sentient. So he how she ends up kind of portraying it, how she ends up stating it is he is a magic device that had his soul transported into.
Read that back to me again.
He is a magic device with a human soul. So he is a magic device that had his human soul got transferred into it.
All right. So we saw a competition. By the way, this episode that I'm referring to right now made so little sense to me.
Right.
Because she was so Helmy, thank you, was brought in as a item expert, engineer expert, a device that she created. And before she came, good.
Start over. You just like
Helmy?
Yeah, from there, mic completely cut out. Sorry.
Oh.
You're good.
Okay.
No, it wasn't your end.
No All right. So Hulamy was brought to, in this episode, brought to a competition of magic item creators, magic item engineers to show off their new devices.
Right.
And she's considered to be an extreme expert to just genius levels.
Right.
And she has a minor competition.
I know what you're going to say. Oh, okay, because they said it's illegal to put a human soul into a magic device.
Correct. Yes. But
But that is for magic devices that they created, that were created by people, not necessarily magic devices that are found in the dungeon, which is what he is. He was found in the dungeon. He wasn't created by anyone. And so what I'm saying is that someone didn't force his soul into there because he doesn't have a special gem or anything like that is keeping his soul there. He wasn't dragged from his death and forced into it like that one was, which is what they don't want. It's his soul through will of no one else's other than, I don't know, whatever extra, whatever, right? Whatever they have in that world, his soul got transported into there. His soul, basically, he got reincarnated into, and his soul was put into that device, right? That's what I'm saying. She is saying. Okay, not that he died, someone went to the grave, yanked his soul out of the grave and stuffed it in the machine. That's what they're 100%. saying is like a no. They're saying, nah, that's no.
I did have 3 points. You touched on one of them. So let's go with the most non-controversial and then go towards what you were talking about just now. She was brought to the competition. What did she have to show for it? What was going to be her item?
Boxo. Like they were gonna,
Really? Okay.
yeah. So she was gonna scam the system. The girl was gonna scam the system and be like, the magic device is Voxo. Da, 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 da. And you have this genius magic artifact creator, magic device creator, and she's the one that made it. And she's knowledgeable enough and crazy enough, basically, to where people would be willing to buy that just to win the competition. That is why. That is the sole reason why that she is there. And that is the sole reason why Boxo is there. It's because he was quote unquote created by her.
And the funny thing is, nothing ever came about it.
Yeah.
Like they didn't even get to present. Yeah. But so my second thing was very similar to what you were talking about. She seems to be very knowledgeable of the procedures on how to infuse a human soul into a magic item, because she was able to go through and be like, oh, this hack job? Come on. These seals are weak. Barely a grade schooler could do this. And she's able to disassemble it and all that stuff. But my question with that brings me to my third one about putting a soul into it, where I think you touched on it, but I have I've got an odd take on it. I think the reason why he was able to be put into a vending machine is twofold. One, he's not a soul that originates from that world. So if there was something that you could do to summon someone from another world and put him in like that, that might be a thing. And then the second part of that would be not a human did it. Probably a deity from their world was like plucking someone there and plopping them there. Does that make sense? Like that's the only way I can rationalize why he would maintain everything and not go nuts and try to kill everybody like the other being did.
Yeah, no. I got you on that. I mean, yeah, but also, and I'll say this as well. He was reincarnated or reborn, or his soul merged with a device that he actively loves and cares about. Like he knows anything and everything having to do with vending machines across the board, bar none. Like the guy is it. So I feel like if you're going to force your soul into something, or if someone's soul is going to get forced into something, then it needs to be put with something that is basically something you're compatible with.
Yeah, like compatible or compatible or passionate.
Yeah.
Interesting thought. No, that makes sense. To me, that makes sense. Now, granted, nothing's really explained in the show in this particular regard. They just accept that, oh yeah, this thing is sentient and it has a super duper limited vocabulary, and they're able to get basically yes, no, and I don't knows out of it. One of the things I thought was kind of cool and funny to me is not everyone is smart. Yeah. Not everyone is, oh, hello there means yes, And when he fell into the labyrinth and he encountered the Tasmanian devils, I think is what they call them.
Well, that's what he called them because that's what they reminded him of. But yeah, I mean, like basically that's it.
They were smart enough to realize the utility, but not smart enough. And I was like, that's where I would be at. I'd be like, this is a super duper useful device. I'm not going to start talking to it like it thinks that like it knows what's going on, because I'm not crazy, and it's not sentient because nothing else I've ever seen would be sentient. And they're the only ones that took what I consider to be the logical approach of it can't possibly know what's going on. It's just super convenient and reactionary and thinks we're good friends. So that's good enough for me. Meanwhile, he's in the vending machine going, you stupid bear. I'm trying to help you. Please understand.
Again, like that's because you're
special. I know.
No, I was gonna say like you tend to just take things at face value and then you just leave it at that. Versus,
Okay, yeah.
You know,
Things get scary when you peel back layers. You're not really supposed to. So I'm good with surface level stuff unless it's a need to know and I don't need to know.
Yeah.
It's a need to know and I just need to know it's on my side. We're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing that gets me is this show, for all of its interesting features, I was unable to become immersed in it to the point where I started like really truly enjoying it. It felt more like homework because it's just not my cup of tea. Animation style's good.
Mm-hmm.
The ingenuity I thought was interesting, but the limitations of not being able to converse and not being able to contribute, and the closest thing I can explain it is when you've got a puppy or you've got a dog that you've known for years and it does certain things and you just intuitively know, oh, you want to go outside. Oh, you want to go play ball. Oh, you want to do this. Oh, you want to do, you can guess at what the dog wants. And normally you're right. Here, I don't think that many people who were in the know about his verbal limitations, they got to the answers that he was trying to say real fast. So it kind of, yes, it moves the plot forward. Yes, it's convenient, but I just couldn't get out of it's not realistic, which I know. Let's be serious here. It's a vending machine with a soul in it. Nothing about this is realistic. But it just seemed too convenient that everything seems to be fixed too quickly. There was really no real heartache or trouble, at least in the show. With one minor exception. I felt bad for the zombie kid. But other than that.
Yeah. Yeah, there definitely is no character growth in that respect. There's no hardship or anything that moves the needle in that regard. At least for him, nothing that is truly major. One of the things I will say though, that the character growth is, if you're looking for leaps and bounds of character growth, this is definitely not going to be the case in this show. What ends up happening is that it is very much a slow burn for that character growth. It is very much a slow burn in terms of having that development, right? And going back to the communication deal for him, right? He does have the ability to get telepathy. And he even says that he chooses to not get telepathy. There's probably dozens of times where he chooses not to, I mean, like, is that his fear of, is it just purely a sense of fear where he's afraid to talk to them? Or is it a fear of losing what makes him unique and special in that world, where he has that restriction, that limitation on it for season one? And like, how does that move forward, right? How does that ultimately like move it or put him in a better position overall versus getting telepathy? Because there's dozens of times where him just having telepathy would have made a massive difference. In fact, there's dozens of skills that he could acquire or that would do him better so much earlier on than not having those skills. And the fact that what's funny is, even when he gives himself the upgrade to level 2 for his vending machine prowess, he goes, I am just a core vending machine aficionado at heart, or whatever it is. And he just chooses to become a level 2 vending machine or whatever. I mean, also, like at the exact same time, where does all the money go, and what is the purpose of all the money? I mean, like, I understand it gives him points, but it's not like it's showing up in his inventory, and it's
being converted magically. But they also have the ability to get change back.
Yeah, right.
So I thought that was the entire time. Sorry, 1 second. Go ahead. Sorry, I'll remember this.
Okay. So yeah, they do have the ability to change back, but my question is at some point, because they came down to him, they went to him, they're like, hey, we have 0. We are like massively down on our silver coins. Can you help us out? He's like, nah, fam, you got to put money in me to get money out of me. And so they're just giving him gold. But the thing is, because everything in his store costs exactly 1 silver, which gives him points and blah, blah, blah. But they will eventually get to a point to where they run out of gold coins or be massively short on gold coins. What's the next step up? Or how do they get it? So my question is like, yeah, I understand he's getting it. I understand they're becoming points and everything like that. But there has got to be some way, somehow, that he is able to like eject the coins or use them in a different facet, right? That would be my guess.
So you're touching on a subject that bugged me for, I want to say, the first 3 episodes, because I was like, you are essentially taking a currency and destroying it.
Yes.
It's not an equal exchange. You're trading a perishable good, which is the stuff he gives you, for a permanent good, which are the coins you give. And yeah, I was like, they're going to run out. Someone's going to look and be like, something's going on with our finances. Someone's hoarding all of these coins or cash or precious metals. What's going on? Now, God willing, because of the currency exchange, they can just make a super duper common material be worth a crazy amount, because I don't think he cares about the amount, but whatever the values placed on the coin is given to him. So if they wanted to, they could probably just fabricate this super duper rare worth 100 million gold coins and give it to him. And then he can get change for gold coins and recirculate like that.
Right. I mean, like that, or they have, they have the bronze coins or whatever. Like, just dump a whole bunch of those in there. I changed my mind, hit the return, and just return out the silver or gold coin, not actually buy anything. That's always a possibility too. I'm just saying, it's always possible. They don't have to buy anything.
Yeah, anything's possible. Well, I thought in order to break the currency, you had to buy something. Regardless, I looked at this and I'm thinking to myself, this is potentially, if he's functionally immortal, which it looks like he is, this is detrimental to the entire infrastructure, because he is a black hole for money. He contributes nothing and takes everything as far as like their finances. And I'm like, that's going to be a problem later.
Yeah. I got an opinion, right? I got it. And now bear with me on this. Bear with me on this. I have no basis for this. I am literally going, oh, there's a speck of dust out in the ether. Let me grab this and just run with this idea, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're giving him coins. They're basically feeding him. He is sentient. Mm-hmm. He has the ability to act, think, and do things on his own, acquire new skills, and all this other stuff. Right.
Yeah.
Bro's technically a monster.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
he is a vending machine mimic. That is what he is.
I mean, here's the thing. I know I'm going back to the money thing. Do you think they get money for destroying? No, they don't, because they had to take trophies back in order to get paid. Because I was thinking, if they just destroy the vending machine, can they get all the money back? You know, get his durability down to 0, get his toughness down to whatever.
I would say no.
Think of the insane drops.
I would say no.
Because technically they're not his anymore. That's
I mean, like I would, because it's being converted to points. So I mean, like basically think of it as it being converted to calories for us. He's being fed.
I guess. Yeah, no, it's just as a premise, I don't find it to be a good idea, because eventually you'll run out. And then if you run out, he'll die. But that won't be for many, many moons, hopefully.
Yeah.
Hooser.
Yeah. I don't know.
There's a few more things we could go over, but I'm worried that we will just end up spoiling the entire first season for you. And if you want to watch it, if a slow burn is kind of your thing, then this is a perfect show for you. There are some twists and turns, there are some tugs at the heartstring, but if slow is your style, this is perfect, because they jam-packed so much information in season 1, and it was just so busy. It felt like more than one season. It felt like it had enough content to easily be double the episodes. Easily.
Yeah. I'll say this. Let me. I got more. I can say. I got one more thing.
Oh, okay.
So typically in a lot of the isekais, and almost all the isekais that are out there, right? The protagonist is an overpowered, and he's largely self-sufficient or gets a huge leg up all the way through, right? Like he can go out there, he can fight, he can do this, he can do that. He has, like, the bro sneezes, all of a sudden half the world's gone. He saved it from the demon lord or whatever it is, blah, blah, blah. Okay.
Yeah. Convenient and
right.
And
right.
Ideal.
Right. This 100%. Because even if you take into consideration being reincarnated as a sword, like the guy was able to do everything on his own largely. Like there was no issues there.
Yes.
This flips that normal power dynamic. Like the guy, he can't really do anything without everyone else. So my question to you is, does that to you make it feel like the supporting cast, or does it make the supporting cast feel way more essential, way more pivotal than in any other show that is related to the genre?
Well, yes, but only because of the extreme limitations, and that's why I said it felt like it felt like it was, he lucked into everything. He plot armored into everything.
It's not necessarily that he plot armored into everything, and it's not that he lucked into everything. His first encounter was, yes, luck. Luck has a very big part of it, even in the real world, right? However,
fair enough.
However, having the ability to change and cause a business dynamic, being able to actually put himself in a position to where people are willing to spend their hard-earned money. That's not just luck. That is business dynamic, right? Because if he goes there and he starts hurting businesses, they can oust him. They can just get rid of him. If he doesn't keep them interested enough, if he doesn't give them or put them in a particular way to make it so that way they are able to buy from him or encourage them to buy from him, he loses sales. And he realizes this fairly early on, like episode 2. He hears the guy talking. He's like, I don't really want to buy anything. I've already had this 1,000 times. It's like, oh, I need to change this up. And then when he's outside the inn, he goes, I make sure I don't serve anything that conflicts with their business. So I don't feel it's luck. I feel it's him being an aficionado for vending machines and having some kind of business acumen. Because without the business side of it,
you're right.
He doesn't gain anything. And the fact that when he first met Lamius, if he didn't try some way, even though he had limited availability or limited way to communicate, if he didn't try to communicate with her and do it in a very particular way, she, could have walked away, and then that would have been the end of it. And the exact same thing for her having the wherewithal to understand or to read into it and go, something's fishy about this.
Yeah. I mean, you're not wrong. I can't really dispute anything you said about that. I mean, in the first episode, they do broach the subject. He can't give it away for free because he spends points to purchase it, but he can't make it too expensive because no one will buy. So you're right. He does have to dance that fine line of being affordable and unique and good enough and varietal enough, and then also non-competing. Because he could be thrown out to dry and no one would care except for Lamia.
Yep.
So
yeah. All right. Okay, that was my last thing. That was my last dealio. So scale of up to 10, sir. How would you rate this?
For me, this was 5. It was very middling. It's a nice placeholder. Like I said, it does tug at your heartstrings a little. Not enough for me to be like, ooh, this is your lie in April. You know what I mean? But not even
definitely
not
close.
But it's a good placeholder. But that's in my mind, that's really all it is. If you got nothing else to watch, you want a new perspective on a tired genre, this is it. It's not like any other isekai I know of, not like any other isekai I've seen. Whether or not you take that as a good way or a bad way. So that's kind of where I'm at. And you?
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm at a 5. It's middle. It's not bad. It's not great. It's not bad. I actually did try to watch this once before, and I stopped. I actually tried watching this like 3 times before, and I stopped because it just never gripped me. It never grabbed me. Kind of nature of the beast for some of the shows that are out there.
True.
So,
and this somehow got a season 2 and 3.
Yeah, season 3 is airing right now. Season 2 is already done, which brings me to next week. Next week, we're going to be watching season 2.
Okay. Well, hopefully we will find out why a 5 gets a season 2.
I mean, enough people love it. Why not? I mean, whatever. There's people out there that love Glass Lip. Don't know why, but they exist.
Oh.
So
it's so in-depth and intuitive.
It's, you know what? I just never watched anything so realistic. I remember when I was riding my bike, randomly had some person run out, tell me, "You keep riding, bro. You keep doing you." Anyways.
Not that they were sober.
Yeah. Well, that's all the time that we have for today. If you feel like we did too much justice and not enough justice or anything like that, feel free to contact us and let us know. All our contact information is in the show notes as well as on our website at featuredanimepodcast.com. You can also join us on Discord and talk to us and hang out with us in there. And then, of course, on stream as well, where we stream majority of our episodes on twitch.tv/featuredanimepodcast. And then, of course, we have some affiliate links for you as well for Crunchyroll. Get yourself a nice free trial or get a discount off their store. Links for you are in the show notes for that. And then let's not forget about Tokyo Treats. Nice, wonderful, delicious treats every single month coming straight to you. If you use our affiliate link along with coupon code featured anime, you get $5 off that very first box. And trust me, the treats are worth it. And of course, let's not forget one of the best ways you can support us is by going to patreon.com/featured anime podcast. If you go there, $1 a month gets you access to bonus content that we usually post with every episode. And of course, don't forget about some swanky swag, shop.featuredanimepodcast.com. And until next time, I'm Jack.
I'm Rick, and we'll see you next time.